The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
It's time to get in the ring with NJPW.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring here on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. I have two guests with me, one normal, one not so normal. Introduce yourself, Mike and Greg.
Well, I am Beast Mike, as you guys know. Obviously, been here with GITR for a while now. Things are going pretty good up here, and we're all kind of getting ready for Penn State versus Maryland on Friday here at Penn State's main campus.
And Greg?
Hey, it's your boy Maserati. Probably seen me write some articles from Keeping It Strong Style on the Social Suplex website. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, we have a lot to get into. We have a lot to preview. We have a lot to review. We got Destruction and Kobe. We got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and 205 Live. We got the Fighting Spirit Unleashed shows that are happening this weekend. In Lowell, New York, and Philadelphia, respectively, and I have a ticket to the Philadelphia show. So,
Okay.
Live experience next week to add to all the other shit that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so where do you want to begin, guys? It's our shit, but
Well, I don't know. I don't really have a preference.
Greg, do you have a preference?
No, not really. I'll just jump in whenever I have anything of value to add.
Let's go to Let's go into all the New Japan stuff here. First, it's their third Destruction show in Kobe that happened on the 23rd of September here. So we had Yuji Nagata, Yuri Yamura, and Yota Tsuji defeat Manabu Nakanishi, Alex Coughlin, and Michael Richards via submission. Yota Tsuji gets the crab onto Coughlin for the win. Solid opener here.
It was a pretty decent match.
Clark Connors defeats Ren Narita in a good hard-hitting match. I would say 3 stars.
I'd say that's fair. I mean, it's pretty interesting with the LA guys. They're consistently beating a lot of the New Japan young lions, and it's a interesting story that, you know, with their long-term booking, like, it's going to come back, and we're going to get some kind of redemption story with Ren and Umino coming up, I think.
Shooter Umino and Carl Fredericks wrestle for the Young Lions Cup Championship here. Carl Fredericks defeats Shooter Umino, and man, Carl Fredericks looks like a star, so does Shooter.
He does, but I'll tell you, I was following Jeremy on Twitter, and when I saw the first spoilers for the first couple matches, that's kind of what and we were talking about this on Skype earlier. Like, I was kind of fatigued, and I was kind of not following everything as much as I used to, just because of all the spoilers I've seen in New Japan, and it's so hard to dodge spoilers if you're on Instagram or Reddit or anything. When I saw Umino lost his opening match, I was kind of I kind of lost all interest in it. I was so devastated. And then when I saw the ending to this, I was more upset than most people would be for a Young Lions match. But you get so invested in these guys, and with Shooter, working with Moxley, you're thinking, here's his moment. He's gonna win the whole thing, and then we saw the outcome.
It's Carl Fredericks, and man, Carl Fredericks is so good too. It's ridiculous. These Young Lions are so good, and they actually make you get invested in them. Then we had a nothing match between Makabe, Hanma, and Hanare versus Battle Aqualia, Yujiro, and Chase Owens. Bullet Club wins that one. Not good.
I don't even remember that match.
It was a slow pace. Package Power Driver wins it.
Did he pin Hanare? With the package? Because he's been for like the last month or so, it's been Chase. He's been just killing Hanare like every match. It's the same finish. Package pile driver. I don't know where it's going.
Yeah. Then we had Hiroshi Tanahashi, Jushin Liger, Tiger Mask, and Rocky Romero versus Zack Sabre Jr., Minoru Suzuki, Yoshinori Kanemaru, and Dookie. Dookie is back.
Yay.
It's actually pronounced Doki, but it looks like Dookie. But Kishin Liger! Holy crap! Liger takes off the mask, he has the face paint on, and Miss Suzuki, and almost reamed him with a spike. This was a great angle.
Did you see the post-fight commentary?
No, I didn't. What
At
happened?
the end, they just go back and it's Minoru Suzuki. He's like laughing on the ground. And then it's kind of weird. They have Liger come out and he just runs and hits him with a knee, and then he just leaves. And then Suzuki's still on the ground laughing, but like he's covered in.
That's pretty good.
He's covered in all the black mist still. It looks like tar, and it kind of seemed weird at first because I thought like Liger would keep kicking the shit out of him for the rest of the backstage interview, but he just keeps going. He just leaves. It was kind of strange, but Minoru kind of like made the segment.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good psychology there. I'm with it.
Like he's out of breath and he sounds like he's gotten the shit kicked out of him. He can barely. He's like crawling, but he's laughing. He just shows like the psycho side of, how much of a sadist he is, and maybe possibly a masochist.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I gotta watch that.
That's good.
Yoshihashi, Will Ospreay, Sho and Yo versus Kenta, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, Taiji Ishimori, and El Fantasmo. The Chaos team would win. Thoughts on this?
I think Kenta is possibly the best heel in New Japan because everyone hates him so much, and it's just the perfect role for him. I've kind of always hated him, even in NXT, and now he's a heel, and I genuinely love hating him. Like just hating, I just can't stand him, and being able to like boo him and just he gets possibly perfect heel heat in my opinion. I think he's more hateable than Jay White.
Yeah, I think Kenta has that hateable thing about him, and it's really working right now.
And I can't even articulate why I don't like him. I see him and I hate him.
Is it the style? Is he a little bit more cocky than he? Is he a little more cocky than you want?
I think it's for me. I hated his push in NXT. It was so vanilla. It was so bland.
I agree.
And ever since then, it's like, what's the big deal with this guy? Because there's so many other guys that can do the same stuff. Like when he came in, Shibata was before I came into New Japan, but I've seen enough of his matches that I think, okay, well, there's a guy that already did this, or there's guys that already can do a lot of this. So it's like, what's special about this guy? He's so boring. But when he became a heel, I was like, oh, when he was doing all his heel antics in G1, he was just pissing off the crowd. I was like, okay, This guy's supposed to be a heel.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to like him. It's perfect.
And I think what killed him in NXT was all the. Look, he was going to be built up to be like one of the top guys in NXT until all the injuries came down. And then once the injuries came down, it was just like, oh, he's got no shot.
Well, he was leading to a feud with, because him and Finn were coming up at the same time. And they were doing the tag team thing for that Dusty tournament, and it was leading to them fighting each other, just like Samoa and Nakamura was gonna go to. But he got injured, and then he came back, and it's like, oh, he's still around. He's still a good guy, but now he's angry, and it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I think this heel persona is really good for him. And then we had Kazuchika Okada, Kota Ibushi, and Robbie Eagles versus Sonata, Evil, and Bushi. LIJ team would win there. Thoughts on this?
Oof. I might have slept through this one.
I thought it's pretty good team here between the Bushi, Okada, and Eagles.
When it comes to like tag teams, and if it's Sonata and Evil, or if it's God, I'm just so burnt out, especially when they're against each other. I just need Sonata and Evil to be in different matches, and that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm tired of seeing it.
This was pretty good though. This serves as more build for Okada, Sonata, and Evil Babushi at KOPW, which we'll get to the card in a minute. But it was fun. Hiroki Goto and Shingo. This was perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect. Just two men grunting, beating the shit out of each other, and doing manly things.
Just give me Shingo versus anybody. Anytime. His Made in Japan, I love it. I love his pumping bomber. Everything's great. The only thing I didn't like was the finish.
Yeah, Goto had to get his win back.
His finish compared to Shingo's isn't.
He's just one of my favorite wrestlers to. He's been one of my. I gotta check this match out too. But he's definitely been one of my favorites to watch this year. But just because of his physical style. Yeah, he's got a lot of speed to his game.
He can bump off those ropes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Shingo has that perfect display of power and speed.
It's like a train coming at people. Like you need to get out of the way, or you're gonna get just run over. It's great.
And then Jay White defeats Tetsuya Naito. This was more of a character building match. It was a bit lethargic at the time, maybe a little too long, but it was very good.
I skipped this one too. I just don't care about this feud, and I like Jay White a lot, but I just predicted he was going to take the belt, and I was just, to me, I figured, okay, let's just get it over with, get the belt off Naito, do whatever you're going to do with him, but figure it out.
Yeah, it was a good match. It wasn't like a bad match. The finish was pretty good. The Destiny got countered. They worked into more counters, and then the White hit the Blade Runner. I would give it 3.5. It's nothing you must watch.
I think it opens up great opportunities though for Jay White as the IC holder of the Intercontinental title. There's so many new storylines they can do now, and they have him outside the heavyweight picture, and now Naito's free from the belt because he's been trapped with that belt and kind of not doing much.
Yeah. Let's get to the cards for the Fighting Spirit Unleashed and the King of Pro Wrestling cards here. The first one's in Lowell, Massachusetts on Friday, September 27th. We got Carl Fredericks versus Alex Coughlin. Renderita versus Lance Archer. The return of Mikey Nichols. Is everybody excited for that?
He tried to put it on. He really did.
I did. Mikey Nichols and Juice Robinson versus Clark Connors and TJP. All right.
I like TJP.
I do like TJP though. I agree there.
Rock and Roll Express versus Chase Owens and Jado, everybody.
Don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't understand how the Rock and Roll Express are gonna interact with these New Japan guys, but by God, I love it. I freaking love it because they can still go.
I thought it was a joke when someone mentioned it in the group chat. I legitimately thought it was just a joke, but it's happening.
Yeah. The Bushi and Shingo Takagi versus the team of Red Bull. Amazing Red and Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh man,
Nice.
sign me up.
Actually should be
Red Bull. I saw somebody mention that in the Social Suplex chat. I was like, I'm stealing that.
That's actually a really good name for that team.
Red
Nice
Bull.
that is the name of the team.
That's awesome.
The
match.
marketing. That's what I'm saying. The marketing they could do with that if it actually works out.
Then we
should
have
get
Rock
sponsored.
Yoshihashi
There you
and Goto versus Kenta, Jay White, and Gato.
I would watch that. That sounds good. That's got enough moving pieces.
Your least favorite tag team, Tangaloa and Tamatanga versus Show Young. This should be pretty good. So.
I hate that I feel that way too because I love the GOD is like one of the things that got me into New Japan because I loved Bullet Club, but their feuds, like I think it was Wrestle Kingdom last year, they were just randomly thrown into a match. I think it was Wrestle Kingdom with It's Not an Evil. It was one of the bigger shows, and they were just thrown at them. And at that point, I was so sick of both teams. But I'll check this out.
Cole and Sonata are teaming on this show with Tetsuya Naito versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kota Ibushi, and Kazuchika Okada. Your 6 biggest stars.
I'll watch it. Sounds great.
The New York show will be shown live on New Japan World. First, we have Ren Narita versus TJP.
That should be good.
Carl Fredericks versus Lance Archer. That should be awesome. Mikey
Do you think he'll
Nichols.
still use his Iron Claw? His
Yeah.
Everyone dies?
Everyone's going to die, including Carl Fredericks, I think. Mikey Nichols and Juice Robinson. Mikey Nichols is going to get a win over Alex Coughlin and Clark Connors. Anyone care?
I kind of hope he loses to one of them. I think that'd be great.
Show Yo and Rocky Romero versus Jado, Tangaloa, and Tamatanga.
They're pushing that feud again. They're going to eventually have Show and Yo go against GOD, which actually should be really good because at least it's there's like no tag teams in New Japan right now in the heavyweight side, so they got to throw the juniors at them.
Right.
But should still be good.
The straight 2-on-2 tag team goal is for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, by the way.
Oh wow.
So Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. What do they talk about? Any guesses?
I got nothing.
Versus Bushi, Shingo, Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito.
I have to watch this out of morbid curiosity. I need to see what's going to happen. Because LIJ is just so fast. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up. And Hiroshi's been so banged up.
Yeah. Amazing Red and Tomohiro Ishii reunite and with Hiroki Goto versus Jay White, Chase Owens, and Gato.
You know Gato's getting killed with something.
Yeah. Then we have a never openweight championship match.
Yoshihashi should never even sniff gold. So this is going to be like the bizarro world where I actually root for Kenta.
This is the bizarre world where you root for Kenta because Yoshihashi, as Damon McDonald would say, is a bag of socks.
Basically. He's garbage.
He's the bag of socks. And then we have Kota Ibushi and Kazuchika Okada versus Evil and Sonata.
I don't know if I can get behind this Ibushi Evil feud. I mean, it's going to be a good match, but just not much there besides him going for the contract, and I don't know. More excited for Sonata and Okada. That should be amazing.
Yeah. And their first few matches have been amazing too. The matches in Philadelphia. This is a 5 p.m. start time. So first match is Rocky Romero versus Clark Connors.
Okay.
Mikey Nichols versus Carl Fredericks.
Oof.
At least Carl Fredericks will be good.
Yeah.
Alex versus Lance Archer.
Okay.
Solid opener. Now, is this to be at Leopold Center or 2300?
2300 Arena. This is at 2300 Arena. The New York show's at Hammerstein and Lowell's at the Lowell Municipal Auditorium. I believe that's what it's called.
That's 2300. Okay.
Lowell Memorial Auditorium, not Municipal. I got my M words mixed up. Renderita versus Amazing Red. That should be awesome.
Wow. Sign me up.
Then we have Shoyo and Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito, Sonata, and Shingo.
Oh, that sounds good. I want to see that.
Bushi and Evil versus TJP and Kota Ibushi.
Oof. Now this is a good card right here. Those are some amazing matches.
And then a 7 no time limit special elimination match. 12-man elimination. Robert Gibson, Ricky Morton.
That does sound like a good match.
Yoshihashi, Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Bullet Club of Kenta, Jay White, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga, Chase Owens, and Gato.
It could be good. New Japan sometimes struggles with more of the off-base kind of matches, like eliminations. And I remember when Jericho was fighting, I think it was Kenny.
Got a good show to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Then we have King of Pro Wrestling coming up on October the 14th. Thank God it's not next week. We have Shoyo and Ryusuke Taguchi versus Doki. How did Doki get back on this fucking roster?
Must have impressed somebody.
Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado. El Desperado's coming back.
He's actually my favorite. And, well, before they got Zack Sabre Jr., he was my favorite in Suzuki-gun. Now he's my second favorite.
20th anniversary match number 4. Tomoaki Hama and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Togi Makabe and Toru Yano.
It's going to be a comedy match, but it'll be funny. It'll be fun. It'll be short.
Yeah. Then we have the third match here of Bushi, Shingo, and Tetsuya Naito versus Taichi, Lance Archer, and Zack Sabre Jr.
So the question with this match is, what stories are they setting up with Naito? Because he's going to be fresh. He has nothing going on, no belt. They're moving on. So is he feuding with ZSJ?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yoshihashi, Tomohiro Ishii, and Hiroki Goto versus Kenta, Yujiro, and Jay White.
You know what? They'll probably have Goto feud with Kenta now. That's probably what they'll do with that. Since he just has that win over Shingo. I'm not sure what Jay's going to do, though.
Then we
have
defend. Special singles match. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Minoru Suzuki.
Here we go.
Here we fucking go. Yeah, they've been building up this feud all year. You're
Is there going to be a
blow it
spike?
on-
Is
What?
there going to be a spike this time?
Hopefully. Or Minoru Suzuki's going to do some sadistic things, and hopefully Liger does some sadistic things back. Then we have Will Ospreay versus El Fantasma. What are your thoughts on El Fantasma?
Love him. The best. I love all his. In the Super J Cup, he was giving people titty twisters. And in I don't know. Did you guys see the Super J Cup?
Yeah, I saw the Will Ospreay Red match, which I meant to mention on this show. Very good.
I saw most of the matches. I skipped some of the matches of some of the guys that I didn't recognize, but he had an amazing tournament. So did Will. So did Robbie. It was really good. In the final match, he was busting out like he tried to do a Styles Clash. He started doing all the Bullet Club like former members finishers. He even tried to go for the One Winged Angel, and he was getting like boos.
What a troll!
Nice.
Troll. Then we have Jon Moxley versus Juice Robinson. This is a no DQ match.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think he said that in his at the end of the G1. He said he would give him a rematch, but it had to be no DQ because he didn't want him to get out. Because in the final match he was getting away with he thought the ref said he tapped. He just didn't want any shenanigans or any rules to save Juice. So this should be very interesting, and it's very story based. So we'll see what happens with this.
The IWGP Money in the Bank Electric Boogaloo match. The rights holder, Kota Ibushi versus Evil.
I don't see Evil winning that. And
No.
as much, I just don't see it.
No.
I gotta think they're building up. They're just gonna keep Ibushi strong.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they're doing at Wrestle Kingdom? Do you think they're going for the tournament?
What do you mean?
Do you think they're going for the tournament, like the IC, and are they going to do a unification match on the second night?
I don't think so. I think they're going to keep those belts separate. I think they have too many wrestlers they actually have to keep apart for a while. Right. They could do it. I just think right now they use the belts to kind of put wrestlers in different lanes. And I think it helps them to set better stories and keep longer feuds going that way instead of people jumping in and out.
Right. And then we have Kazuchika Okada versus Sonata.
Now I actually need Sonata to win this so that I don't look stupid anymore in group chat. Because I claim Sonata would get that title, but if he doesn't, I never said anything like that.
In the social suplex offices. Mike, you have the floor with WWE.
So WWE
that makes me groan. That probably makes Gregory groan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
not a fan.
There's some stuff with WWE that's very sketchy, and there's some stuff with WWE that's really good. So WWE's really been building towards two things: the launch of, well, really three things. The launch of SmackDown on Fox coming next Friday, the draft that will be coming on that night and the Raw after, and Hell in a Cell, which will be coming pretty much all within I want to say a 9-night span.
And then probably Survivor Series.
Right.
They'll blow up the brand split again.
Yeah, which is why they're doing the draft, and we can get rid of the shenanigans that is the wild card thing. That's why the draft is happening, so the wild card garbage can go away, which is good for everybody because nobody liked the wild card rule. Let's start with Raw, and Raw got off to a nice start with the Viking Raiders beating the OC and Gallows and Anderson. Solid a few weeks now. So I'm glad that it actually had a match and the Viking Raiders get it done. I want to see more of them, and then kind of jump into the tag team situation. Another thing that happened, another major, I'll just probably stick to the major stuff on all the shows here. AOP doing another vignette. I laughed hysterically when they jumped Slater, and I forgot who the other one that they jumped in the back. I didn't even see who the other one was that got slaughtered by AOP, but I laughed hysterically as they just picked him out of random and rushed him. I'm all for AOP coming back. I like how they're building him too, as he's two massively big, tough dudes. So I'm all for AOP doing their thing. I'm a big AOP guy. Obviously, they've been building towards The Fiend and Seth Rollins. I'll get to that in a little bit. The women's situation, good match between Nikki and Sasha. Good one-on-one. Nikki Cross is getting better in the ring. She's really starting to find her own since she's jumped onto the main roster. But ultimately, it's a little bit too much Sasha. Bank statement makes her tap, and Sasha gets it done. This leads to more brawling between Sasha and Becky as they can't keep their hands off each other. This continued on SmackDown. Get to that when we get to SmackDown. Corbin and Gable. And breaking news, D. Cooks does not like Corbin. But Baron Corbin's had some good fights.
Sherlock. I had to praise him last week. It hurt every fiber in being, and he went back to suckage this week.
Yeah, the King of the Ring final was better than this. This match was at least passable, but probably by Corbin's standards, passable. But it was it wasn't that great. They pretty much tried to replicate what happened last week and didn't quite do it. Though I understood the finish, and you know what? The crowd getting into it for Gable, I'm okay with that. The crowd kind of rallying around Gable as like they're waiting for a big spot for Gable to beat Corbin so the crowd can go berserk. I just hope they don't wait too long to do it. But it seems like it's only a matter of time because it's clear that they're pushing Gable to be like the next big guy. It's just it's just only a matter of time before Gable gets that signature win against Corbin and can move onward and upward. Let's see. The other main thing that happened on Raw here was the five. Was it what?
Number one contenders 5-way.
Yeah, the number one contenders 5-way. I'll get to Rollins and Corbin, Rollins and Strowman at the end. But the 5-way with Shinsuke, Mustafa Ali. Well, not Mustafa. What am I saying? Shinsuke, Rude, Ricochet, AJ, and Rey Mysterio.
This was productive.
Is what?
This was productive.
Yes, it was. It really was. All 5 guys got to show their stuff. All 5 guys got to show off their talents and abilities. We got a little bit of a dream scenario with Rey Mysterio and Ricochet involved, which was nice. We got some throwback of AJ and Shinsuke involved, which was solid. A little bit of TNA stuff with Rude and with AJ involved, which I thought was nice. But ultimately, this came down to, as everyone kind of hit their finishers pretty quickly, it came down to Rude and Mysterio. The crowd was all into it and all for Rey Mysterio getting it done, and he did. 619 to splash. Mysterio's going to fight Seth Rollins next week for Universal Championship on what's going to be their season premiere. Not that they really have an ending of seasons, but that's what they're kind of billing it as their season premiere for Raw. The main event turned out to be
finale that was. What a cliffhanger. I'm being sarcastic.
I know. You kind of throw in those. So the finale of the season, if you will, came with Strowman and Seth Rollins, which I thought was fine. I would have been much better had Strowman won, but I get it. You need to keep Rollins somewhat strong. You probably can't have him lose to Braun unless you're going to put Braun in the Hell in a Cell. Braun was about to finish the job, but then the Fiend comes in. The Fiend attacks Strowman, and then comes after Seth. Mandible claws for everybody. Raw ends on a very eerie Bray Wyatt-like Fiend doing his thing. I'm all for the Firefly Funhouse. I need Bray to win the Universal Championship. I need Bray to win that match. Otherwise, it kind of killing the buzz if Bray doesn't win.
Yeah.
You need Bray to win. You need Bray to win that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Wyatt's wrestling style, so I'm going to do Bray Wyatt matches, but hopefully this gimmick reinvigorates his life.
So far, it's certainly got a pulse of the fans, with a lot of the fans. Well, a lot of Yowie Wowie's become the chant of the year, so it's clearly doing something. They're doing something right with this. Just don't screw it up, Vince. Don't screw it up.
You know what? They will.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Sadly, Okay, so we'll jump to SmackDown now. SmackDown was not bad. SmackDown did its thing too. This is the last Tuesday edition of SmackDown before they jump to Fridays, and the last USA edition of SmackDown too before they jump to Fox. Bryan and Rowan, good match to open the show. Good match to do their thing. Rowan dominated. Daniel Bryan showed his stuff. It looked like Bryan turning back into a face, and this was the way to do it. Not bad, but a good match. A good match to start from start to finish. A little bit of minor interference from Harper, but really this was Rowan doing his thing, and this was a match for Rowan to shine and get it. Daniel Bryan doing what Daniel Bryan does. Rowan gets the pin off Iron Claws. It was like the Roman Reigns making the save, leading to the obvious tag match that was coming at Hell in a Cell, which I'm actually looking forward to. I think it should be a good tag match. I'm perfectly cool with it. Decent Kofi promo. That wasn't too bad. Gable squashing Kanellis. Okay. My Kanellis has just been terrible. Let's see here.
He gets paid $500,000 a year.
Hey, he ain't going nowhere, and I wouldn't go nowhere either if it's like that.
Hey, if I got $500,000 a year for 25 seconds worth of work every night,
Cool.
Amen. Cool with you.
And he goes home to Maria Kanellis. and he goes home to Maria. Come on now, that's not a bad gig. That's not a bad gig for Mike Kanellis. I ain't hating on him. Sasha and Bayley versus Charlotte and Carmella. It was all right. It was an all right match. This was in part about Bayley and Carmella. That was a good mini subplot to the match. I thought that was good, and it was a good plot for Sasha to get the bank statement after some good counters. And ultimately, the counter that led to the bank statement. Carmella taps out. Carmella gets basically on the back of R-Truth. She's the new 24/7 champion now. Corey Graves is very happy about this, and basically, Truth runs away with Carmella on his back to get Carmella to safety from the women's roster. This leaves Charlotte alone with Becky and with Bayley and Sasha. You already knew what was about to happen.
The lineal 24 champion.
What, Carmella?
No, Sasha Banks. Since Carmella.
Yeah. Technically, that's true. Technically, that is true. I mean,
Linear. The linear.
Yeah, but no, it's technically true. That is technically a true statement. In any event, Carmella exits stage right with R-Truth. Bayley and Sasha beat up on Charlotte for a little bit until Becky makes the save with Bexploders everywhere. This would kick up later on in the evening. I'll get to that later. Other stuff that happened. Good match between Mustafa Ali and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke would hit Sami Zayn with some more shenanigans because Sami Zayn. But Shinsuke would intercept Ali with a Kinshasa as Zayn was chasing him. Zayn was being chased around the ring. Shinsuke gets it done. New Day destroys B-Team. We're just going to move on from that. Nice to see the Kabuki Warriors get a dub over Fire and Desire. I thought this was a pretty productive match. I like to see Kabuki Warriors get a shot at Nikki and Alexa for the titles. I like to see them actually hold the titles as well. But we'll go catch everything as we get to it. Not a bad match. So the last male segment of the show was Owens and Shane in the ring. Shane with lawyers. Kevin Owens came through the crowd, and they basically did it like this. Owens and Shane are going to fight in a ladder match at Hell in a Cell. There's going to be a briefcase above the ring.
Oh, down in the first Friday SmackDown.
Okay, they built it for Hell in a Cell, but yeah, if they did it for SmackDown, so be it. Fine. But the rules are still the same. Owens wins, Shane's gone. We don't see Shane. Shane's gone from WWE. Owens loses, the lawsuit goes away, and Owens is gone and not to return. So whether it's at Hell in a Cell or it's on the premiere of SmackDown next week, by all means, it's fine. It's cool. I think it's just do crazy random stuff. Shane and Kevin have this thing come to an end. It needs to come to an end. I think for all parties involved, it needs to end so they can both move on and do stuff. Let's kick it to 205. And 205, it started with a little bit of Gulak with a promo as he's going to be waiting to face Leo Rush down the road for the Cruiserweight Championship. I think that'll be a pretty solid match. Humberto Carrillo versus Angel Garza. I need to see more of this. I need to see more of these two. These two are really, the flow and the chemistry together is just gross. I'm gross in a good way. I love all of this. I'm perfectly cool with it. Danny Burch debuts on 205 Live. I thought this was a nice change of pace. So Lorcan and Burch facing Neeson and Gulak, and it was Lorcan and Burch getting it done. They also won a match on NXT tonight as well, so we might as well get that in there too.
Guys, Parker and Martel. That was a pretty good match. Lee and Dijakovic did their thing.
Yes, which is becoming one of my favorite feuds of the year. Is Lee and Dijakovic. They don't have bad matches. They've had 3, and I'm going to probably binge watch all of them in a row at some point soon. I love what they do. It's so.
PWG one.
What's up?
Including the PWG one that you fell in love with.
I'm serious. They don't have bad matches together. It's excellent chemistry, and it's like they raise the bar every time they're in the ring together. So this time it's Lee who gets the pin. I can't believe two men that size were able to perfectly execute an Avalanche Canadian Destroyer, and B, Lee was able to kick out of that. I flipped out with the Spanish Fly they did in the second match. But the fact that the Canadian Destroyer too, like it's just gross what they do together. It's absolutely that's one of my favorite rivalries of the year, and it makes my favorite rivalry to get one more classic out of it.
I saw that
incredible
Mexican Destroyer.
And that was the opener, which I think was an excellent idea to open the show with it. I'm perfectly cool with it. Dakota Kai's back, and we saw some people in the social suplex chat gush over Dakota Kai. I don't blame them. She's kind of cute.
Including myself.
Kai beats another one. Her content was also rather attractive. What's up?
Including myself. I gush over Dakota Kai. I've been a fan of Dakota Kai since the beginning.
True. I like Dakota Kai's style. I like her flow.
And then Matt defeats Killian Danes in an awesome streak.
Your boy Matt Riddle, obviously from the Factory of Monsters that we all know of, and gets it done against Killian. So now he's going to challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship down the road. Good win from Matt Riddle. Probably Riddle's most important win so far at NXT. So that's a good win for Riddle. I'm all for it. Rhea Ripley handled her business. Against Kaden Carter, good stuff. It's looking like they're destined to have Rhea versus Shayna at some point in time. I'm all for that. Lorcan and Burch, as I told you, beat Everrise. They put in work there. Solid win. Cameron Grimes, as they're continuing to build him up, beat Raul Mendoza. Not bad match there. NXT, all in all, very productive show. And then Imperium bodied Kushida and various opponents.
Versus Wolf, Eichner, and Bartel. Kushida with the roll up, and Walter would attack Kushida.
Walter was hacked, and it was Kushida and Breezango beating the rest of Imperium, not named Walter, and they basically laid waste to Kushida. And it seems like it's destined to see Walter versus Kushida at some point in time in UK. But that's effectively most of WWE. SmackDown, pretty much what they have on SmackDown. The main event's going to be Kofi and Brock for the title. We got Becky and Charlotte versus Bayley and Sasha. It's kind of the co-main there. So that's going to be really your first your major two matches on SmackDown this week.
And Shane and Owen.
Shane and Owen.
The latter match.
Plus, this is the 20th anniversary of SmackDown, which they're going to show some love for that as well. And yeah, that's really the premiere of SmackDown on Fox. That's really what they're building up here. And NXT next week, we got Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish versus the Street Profits. They're going to run it back, have their round 3 for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And then on Raw, we got Sasha versus Alexa, which is going to be should be a very good match. Oh, SmackDown actually ended. Speaking of Sasha, it ended with Becky Lynch doing a promo, and then Becky Lynch and Sasha hit with a good fight backstage. Ultimately, Sasha got the better of it, basically by using a cage up against Becky and kind of playing off the Hell in a Cell, how she's going to be able to use the cell to her advantage against Becky. So I like the way they're building this. I'm actually looking forward to their Hell in a Cell match. I really am. That's really a look at WWE.
And then we have one more thing to preview, guys. AEW Dynamite!
Yes.
Do we know the card?
And
Yeah, you
actually,
know
you know
the
what?
card.
I just saw the card. I just see the card.
Yeah, it's Sammy Guerrero versus Cody.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's gonna be good.
AEW Women's Championship, Nyla Rose versus Riho.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Kenny Omega and the Bucks versus Jericho and two mystery partners, presumably LAX.
That'd be good.
That'll be awesome. They just announced Hangman Page versus Pac
Mm-hmm.
and
That'd
MJF
be
versus
good.
Brandon Cutler.
NJPW versus Brandon Cutler, right? So
Who's the main event?
we don't know.
It's
I
definitely
think-
not MJF.
No,
I guess it'd be Jericho. My guess would be Jericho.
Or Omega and the Bucks versus Jericho and the two mystery partners, probably LAX.
Because I would think you're gonna main event with your champion. I'd have to think like Cody would probably lead off the show. Like Cody's match would probably go first.
That's what they said. Cody would lead off the show.
Right. I mean, like he's effectively the founder, so he's effectively the guy spearheading this whole deal. So yeah, you figure Cody leads off, but I have to think it'll be Jericho. I have to think you main event with your champion on the first show.
If it's not LAX and they go like, who is a tag team that's available? Like, let's say it's not LAX. Who could be the surprise?
Besties in the world. Dave Vega and that shit. That's the only other thing I could really think of who's available.
Yeah, because they wouldn't do Dark Order in this situation, in this spot. So I have to. LAX makes the most sense.
I feel like they might want to surprise us with some big act as their final segment for the show. Like LAX would be cool, but I think people expect that, and I'm wondering if they might just give everyone like a shocker, like right at the end, like, oh, we got these guys too.
That could be something. That's a thought.
I can't think of anybody who it could be though, because I don't know. Impact would be they'd be people coming from Impact or Ring of Honor, and I'm not aware of anyone's contract ending. There were some people in the chat were guessing like when is Marty's contract end? Can he bring PCO with him? Can he bring Brody King? Like if Jericho showed up with them, because they've been having like little tiny things they've been saying. I don't know if you guys saw the latest BTE. I think it was BET, or maybe it was the AEW thing with Private Party, and they had the comments coming up when they were talking, like as if it were like a Snapchat or whatever. And they had like fake rappers and Mariah Carey and stuff like that. But they also had Marty show up, and he said, all my friends are dead. And they've been going back and forth. Like they said Marty's dead to them. So I kind of wonder, it's probably not going to happen, but it'd be pretty cool if Marty showed up with somebody.
That would be interesting. That would be nice.
You know, and they feud with them. I don't know about Nick Aldis. He's still with NWA. I don't think he's lost the belt there. But him and Marty feuded. Him showing up would be kind of interesting. If he can't bring anyone from Villain Enterprises, or maybe Flip somehow.
Oh, Marty's not even booked on Death Before Dishonor.
That's surprising.
That's Ring of Honor though. They kind of are messing up left and right. So.
You think they could have, if Marty is rumored to go, you think there could just be a thought like, oh, like they're gonna keep this so far under wraps, and then have that as that could be a big surprise. That would be a nice, real monster surprise to close the opening show.
I mean, it's their first show. You're gonna want to like shock people and like
you want a hook, yeah, right. You want a signature hook to say this is why you want to be here and not NXT. Type of hook. You want that kind of setup.
Exactly, and the rest of the card doesn't have that.
No, right.
Marty is
you know
not
what you're gonna get from everyone else.
Actually, he is. He's booked against Cole Cabana on that show.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna have to have like what the biggest things people want is what people want, but we probably won't get it, is somehow they announce a joint venture with New Japan, like, oh, all of a sudden God shows up with Jericho or something crazy like that. Not gonna happen, but that's what people want. They want Marty.
Wild. If they did that would be wild.
The things people don't want, they don't want Enzo and Kaz.
Right.
Because that was rumored. They were like, they better not bring Enzo and Kaz.
That's too soon. That's too soon for Kaz. Considering all the drama that happened with Kaz, like last weekend or something.
That's true.
That's way too soon. You can't do that yet.
Yeah, he's out, so that's good for us. Yeah. And he needs help anyway.
Right. So so I'd rather Kaz get right before you can even entertain the thought of him coming to AEW or wherever. Even though I think Cody's kind of refuted over the last a year ago or so, Enzo, there was no shot of Enzo coming on All In or a couple other anything AEW stuff for now. So
they're so toxic right now. They're bad. But is there any tag team that people just have not thought about that are out there? I can't think of any. I don't watch Impact. I don't really watch Ring of Honor.
Pretty funny, the Lucha Brothers, and they fucking run that again. But
I can keep Lucha Brothers and Bucks away from each other for a while. They've had some good matches, but I can keep them away for a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, that would be too boring, I think, for TV.
Right.
Even though it'd be a great match, it just
it's saturated. It's too much.
Yeah, I think Jericho's going to surprise us. He's got to surprise us with something.
Right.
Before they said Pac and Hangman were going to have a match together, I was kind of thinking in my head it'd be interesting if Pac and Hangman, because Hangman suffered that loss to Jericho, and they were kind of saying how he wasn't hanging out with them, he wasn't talking to them. I was wondering possible heel turn, and then him teaming with Jericho, and then Pac's already a heel. I thought that'd be an interesting team. Is those became his mystery partners, but they're already in a match, so.
I think they still got plans for Hangman to be a champion real soon in AEW. It's just a matter of when, or if they make a secondary title, which I'm sure they'll do that.
They need one,
right? I'm sure they're going to build it. I'm sure they're going to make it happen before. I have to think before the year's out, they have a secondary title in place.
Definitely, probably midway through the year they'll announce it and have a big tournament for it.
Yeah.
So plugs, everybody. And we'll do our college and NFL pick of the week here.
All right. So twitter.com/BeastMikes where you'll find me. I will be hosting the Sports Blitz tomorrow evening, 5 to 7 on the line, 90.7 FM. I produce the State College Spikes football. Not Spikes. State College high school team game tomorrow night or Friday night at 7 o'clock. I think it should start. It'll start an hour before the Penn State games. I'll have plenty of time to see Nittany Lions and Maryland. Press F or press 1 to pay your respects for Michigan after the slaughter that they took last week at the hands of Wisconsin. And press 1 also for the Pac-12. Also condolences to them as a conference, as they got basically their last rites and got their business taken care of there. My pick of the week, I'm going to try to make this a little bit challenging. We're going to stay in the Pac-12. USC is facing Washington. I'm going to go with the Huskies to get it done. I know SC just won their game last week against number 10 Utah. The Pac-12 basically continues to kill each other. It's cannibalism out there in the West. I'm going to go with the Huskies to get it done and cover the 10.5 against USC.
Pro-wise, where do you have, what's your pick of the week there?
All right, pro-wise.
You're not picking the Dolphins.
No. I do appreciate the Steelers for giving us a top 10 pick, but I'm not going to do that. So the games I'm going to look at pro-wise. Again, I'm going to look for a game that's got a little bit of a challenge to it, and not just pick a layup, which perceived to be like the Texans and Panthers looks like it could be a layup, or Bucks Panthers is definitely a layup. I'm going to go to New Orleans. Saints versus Cowboys, Sunday night game. It's a good game, but New Orleans doesn't have Drew Brees. I'm going to take Dallas on the road to go to the House of Doom and beat a Breezeless New Orleans Saints team. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think they're real. I really do. I think they're a legit team.
Greg, do you watch football? So, if you
no,
do,
unfortunately, I don't.
Fortunately, you don't. But but give us your social media handles.
You can find me on Twitter at xmaserati. I don't really do much, but I retweet Social Suplex stuff. Or you can find me on Social Suplex's website, writing a few articles. I'm a little behind, but I have something in the works that I'm trying to get published. But that's where you'll find me.
And then finally me, DJ D Kooks Wrestle, DJ D Kooks Music. Yeah. I'm looking at Arizona State to pull off the upset this week against Cal. And that would really screw up the Pac-12 because Cal's the only undefeated Pac-12 team left.
That'd be such a Pac-12 thing to happen. As they basically, it's been
would,
cannibalism that entire time.
And the line's only at 4.5, so I like that line. So let's book that. And then Bengals Steelers Monday night. Oh, 3 teams going at it, baby.
Bengals, you have one job. I repeat, Bengals, you have one job.
At least I'm picking Cincinnati, even though
I don't expect them to win, but yeah, I understand why you're picking the Bengals, because the Steelers are just as bad as they do. Completely understand.
Yeah. So that will do it for Getting the Ring for Beast Mike and Greg. This is DJ D Kooks signing off.